And speaking of genetics, gives us some insight on who we are. But what do genetics say about us when it comes to coronavirus? One company says it has the answer and it will tell you for a certain price.
In this exclusive 5 on Your Side investigation, Jonathan Walsh digs into the world of genetic research. Experts tell us what they know and don't know about COVID-19.
What has COVID been like for you this year?
Rough.
I think we're living in a different world, you know.
A little challenging and confusing.
So, what if a simple genetics test could make coronavirus less confusing? Would you get that kind of a test?
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
I don't think so. I'd rather deal with it when I have to than worry about it in advance.
Sure, I'd be interested in a genetic test.
Some barely felt symptoms, whereas others felt ill for more than 60 days.
You may have heard an ad here in Ohio from the DNA company. It's based in Ontario, Canada, and the company promises to tell you just how susceptible you are to catching the virus and how severe your case will be.
The DNA company helps you understand your DNA in a way that no other company does.
Genes are instructions. Genes tell your body what to do.
We interviewed the DNA company's CEO, Kashif Khan.
We already know at the medical level how these systems work. We just need to match the genes to them, and that's what our science team did.
The company says it's been studying genetic effects on infectious diseases for the past 3 years.
At the DNA company, we've done the largest study of its kind, analyzing almost 10,000 individual genetic profiles.
This past summer, Kashif says they had a breakthrough about COVID-19, that the key to all of this is inflammation in your body.
If the genes that tell your body how to deal with inflammation aren't working well, then you're the person that's not going to be able to cope.
For $299, the company will do a full DNA analysis, give you COVID-related information, and tell you how to change your way of life to avoid suffering from the disease.
Now there's something that can actually be done because we can map out genetically why you're at risk and why you're sick.
Researchers are learning something new about COVID pretty much every single day. So we wanted to ask other genetic experts one simple question. Are we there yet?
Genetics underlie some of the risk of COVID disease, for sure.
Dan Rader is the chair of the Department of Genetics at University of Pennsylvania.
To be perfectly honest, I don't think we're ready yet to be applying genetic principles to the clinical application of am I at risk of severe COVID disease. We just don't know enough yet.
But he says experts are working on it.
Welcome, everyone. Andrea, are you going to lead off?
This is the COVID-19 Host Genetics Initiative. It's a group of researchers from around the world.
We currently have around 34 studies from 16 countries.
They've been getting together for the last 7 months or so, all trying to figure out how genetics play a role in coronavirus infections.
An area on chromosome 3 in which genetic variants clearly are related to the risk of severity of disease.
Dan tells us the University of Pennsylvania is a member of the initiative and has contributed data to the group. So far,
age, race, ethnicity, obesity, heart disease, lung disease, all the things we've heard about are really much more important right now in predicting risk than any kind of genetic variation that you might pick up with a genetic test.
What is genetic and what's not?
Dr. Catherine Ball is Ancestry.com's chief scientific officer. In addition to tracking people's family trees using genetics, Ancestry has focused efforts recently on COVID susceptibility and severity based on genetics.
We've seen several different genetic signals that link to either becoming infected, susceptibility, or symptom severity.
But she says those mutations are very few and very rare. Ancestry, too, is participating in the global COVID-19 Host Genetics Initiative.
The scientific community is still looking for the overall fingerprint that's going to help understand the severity.
So, what is right? Well, this is all still really, really new for researchers all over the world. Some say, hey, we figured it out. Others say, you know what, we need a little more time. So what do you do as consumers? Well, you do your homework. Get a better understanding of where genetic research is, and then make your own decision about whether or not you spend money on a DNA test. I'm 5 on Your Side investigator, Jonathan Walsh.
We are all with Jonathan. Are we there yet, right?
Fascinating story.
Yes, it is.